All right, we are working on part 2. So I actually probably should have pulled my colors before I started this because I'm recording one right after the other, but my next thing I'm going to do is pick my purples and pinks for the flowers. So I'm going to stick with the alcohol marker theme, and I have a few pinks I want to try. And let's see. So I always do dark, medium, light, no matter what I'm coloring. I feel like that one needs to be a little darker. Those might be pretty together. Okay. But yes, always dark, medium, light. It just kind of helps bring detail. So I like this purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into these flowers, and everywhere he has indicated a dark spot, or I want a dark spot, if there's not one there and you think there should be, add it. It is your page. So right where the darkest spots, if I could talk, are I'm just kind of filling in the bottom of this flower so it'll have a more gradiated effect. Now I am doing all 3 of mine the same color. If you want to switch it up, you sure can. But I'm going to have a lot of colors going on this page already as it is, and I don't want it to be too incredibly busy. Okay, I did go around that petals where I didn't, like on these sides over here, just because it's facing downwards. Okay, next I'm just pulling a Bic. This is Fandango Pink. Leaving a little streak in the middle. And then I'm going to pull that all the way up to the top on those pieces. Not on that middle piece though. And I'm actually going to come up a little with this, just the pink, not the purple. Okay. Next one. Everywhere I touched with purple, I'm going to put this pink over. Make sure I got the bottom blended real nice. You can always come back if you feel like your purple faded or got lost in the pink. You can always come back with it. I think these are going to stand out really well. Maybe too well, but it's alright. We're going to rock with it. Okay, so now because I use these colors on the flowers, I am not going to put them away. I'm going to set them up because I want to keep my colors right here consistent. And I'm going to have to plug my phone in 1 second. Alright, hopefully we can get a little more of this done before my phone dies. Forgot. I think those blend pretty well too. So this is the color I put at the bottom of the page. You might have to darken it with the other pink just a touch. Other than that, I think that looks perfect. Oh, went out of line a little bit. It's getting late. My eyes are getting tired. It's like the only time I have to record is when everybody's in bed. So here we are. Sorry, I thought I heard the little kitten make a weird noise. I wanted to make sure he wasn't choking or anything. Guess he's just sleeping, having a nice dream of something. Okay, I do have a favorite set of markers picked out for stems, and they're all Sharpies. So I shade first with this darker green. It's just kind of my outline color, helps it stand out against everything here. Pulling it down a little where the darker spots would be. Up the leaf a little. Oh, sorry, got an itch. Here I am coloring flowers and spring, and depending on when I post this anyway, we have had snow for the last 3 days. It's been 10 degrees and the trees are frozen, so when they bang together they sound like blocks or something because their branches are all frozen. Craziest thing I've ever heard. I missed a little bit of the sky, but that's alright, we'll go back and fill it in. Okay, coming down. But yeah, I don't even know if we're supposed to have spring back for Easter, but next week I think spring comes back to visit us, so that's exciting. I don't actually mind the snow, and we really need the precipitation in the water, but we Easter egged hunt in the snow last year as well, and so it would kind of be nice to have a little bit nicer Easter this year. Not gonna lie, that was, I think, one of my first Easter egg hunts in the snow, and it was kind of fun for a minute, but you definitely pick up the pace a little bit, for sure. And you don't want to re-hide the eggs and try to find them again near as many times. Okay, so this is the spot where I accidentally colored my leaf pink and orange, and my green is covering it just fine. I am not going to cover the whole thing with this dark green because I don't want it to look too weird, but it will be perfectly hidden. So mistake covered. Nobody will ever know other than I'm putting it on YouTube. So these lighter leaves I'm going to leave. I want them to be a different color so they stand out. Okay, next I'm taking this olive green. I'm not going to do the whole stem. I want a couple highlight spots. Same with the leaves. Rule of 3, always color in 3s, dark, medium, light. Alright. Just making sure I leave a little highlight on each spot. Okay. Lightest color. I think that's going to stand out nicely with that sky. Now, same as the sky, we don't want no streaks, no lines. So we're just going to go over it with repeated strokes and blend it in a little. And that spot is not even noticeable. Alright, so there is our flowers. Debating on how I want to do my chick. So I am going to take a yellow and I'm going to color these leaves, but I will go over it with green and then it will change the color. But I don't want too much green that they don't stand out, so I'm just kind of changing the shade of the green a little so that not everything blends together so much. Come down here on these. A couple stems I forgot I will hit with the green. And I haven't decided on those colors yet either. couple spots in my flowers that I don't like though. I have to put it in between pink. That one dried really bright. So I'm going to do this leaf down here, the olive green, and I'm going to pull a darker olive green. Okay, so we're going to color it with our white. Circular motions. Okay, greening up those leaves I put a little yellow on earlier. Right. Okay, for my chick, I am going to find a dark, almost brown. Let's see. One isn't exactly the color I am looking for. So you can also shade with pencil, which I might have to do on my chick just so he stands out a little from everything else. Yeah, see these pen and gear markers, like, if you don't use them, you lose them. They dry out quick. Let's see. I like the color I already have. Let's see here. These are Teo trees I'm pulling. I have my Teo tree case just tipped sideways, so they are all still in the case all together. They're just tipped sideways so I can see them. Don't like those colors either. Give me 1 second. This is what happens when you don't plan before you record, just so you know. But I had a color I liked out. I just don't know where it went. Okay, so we're gonna go in with this light yellow. Now remember, we're gonna add more shading so he won't be so plain Jane and blending in with the sky. So we're just gonna put a nice even coat on him. We're going to keep this marker to the side so that when we need to go back and blend the darker colors we put in, we know what we used. Okay, I'm going to pull this darker yellow. Okay, now remember when you go over with your light yellow again, you are going to lose some of this darker yellow, so don't be afraid to kind of really put it on there, because it will not stay that dark. Okay, and then I still need, I'm going to pause you for 1 second. Alright, we are digging out the Arteza Ink Conics. And so I can find the right yellow I need. Just just going to be this one. Okay, and we're just going to come in on our chick. And we might need a brown. Yep, so I'm going to pull a brown. But I'm going to keep the same, just adding a little bit of to him. Sorry about that noise. This will lighten too, so I'm not too incredibly worried. I want to keep the fuzz effect if I can. So just following the artist's lines he's put in. Just tracing, nothing fancy. Okay. Darkening a little right along the shell, and that's just so he will stand out against it. Up here. I haven't used my fine liners in a minute. And I forgot a whole arm. That's how you know it's my bedtime. I forgot a whole arm on my chick. So this is a good example right here. You will see I got a little pink on the bottom of his arm. If I just keep coloring it with this yellow marker, it will disappear and it erases itself. So that works super great. Okay, putting in that yellow and my brown. Okay, blending the whole thing with my lightest yellow. I'm going to give that spot a minute to dry because I don't want to smear. And this is just kind of getting rid of any lines, making everything smooth. Nothing stand out too much. All right. So there is my chick. My goodness, I'm slow coloring. This might be a 3-part video if I don't get to moving. Okay, let me put these ink conics back real quick because I want to keep my set together or I will lose them because they are black and blend in with everything. Okay, so I'm going to do a red plain. And so I'm just going to pull 3 reds. Nothing too fancy. So my darkest, I'm going to turn it a little so we'll see my darkest. My baby kitty is deciding to start waking up. They are so dramatic too. You like pick them up and they just start wailing. They haven't eaten forever. So it's only been an hour. So we did give him a rice sock, and I got a kennel on my porch for my cat. When she goes outside and hides, plays outside, she'll sometimes take a little nap in her kennel out there. I have a glass door so I can always see her, and she's never out when we're not home. But I was taking the kids to school and we heard little meows, and sure enough, there was a itty bitty guy in there. So I gave him a rice sock and thought maybe we just scared his mom away and she will be back. And that was at 7. And then I think he started attracting some other kitties because everybody started showing up and I was nervous and they were sniffing him. Mom was nowhere to be found. So at about 9, he was screaming his little head off. I ran to Walmart, got some baby formula, I fed him, and I set him back out there, and she just never came back. A couple days later, she finally showed, and she didn't even go in the kennel and look for him or sniff around. I held him in my hand out the door, and she growled and took off. So he is now mine. I feel like I did all I can do. I don't want to leave the poor guy out there, especially because we are getting snow now. So he was born, it was spring, now it's not. Okay, just adding a little pastel to this to kind of pull it into the rest of my color palette. This red plain will tie into my egg and my other flowers, so that's why I decided red up here. Oh, bless me, sorry. I just want this plain to look like it's lighter on top and fading toward the bottom, just to give it a little fun, I guess. I don't think it really matters a whole lot, but I do love these pastel colors from Bic though. Used to be able to buy the whole 36 set for $15, and I think now at my Walmart they're up to like 18 bucks, so that's no fun. Okay, I think I'm going to do, try to decide what color I want to do his egg. I'm going to fix this pink a little. It is just not the color I need. There we go. A good thing about alcohol markers too, you can just layer them. If you don't like the color, you don't have to erase it, nothing, just color over it. Alright, flowers are fixed. So I will probably pull this pink into these two flowers as well. So I think I want to do, I'm trying to decide if I want to do him purple or blue. I could do him pastel green. So let's go ahead and tackle these leaves over here. I'm debating on what I want to do with his egg. Maybe that will help me decide. Indecisive. Or maybe I would color everything but the egg and then leave it up to the comments. Then I would only have a video for just the egg parts, and that would make it 3 parts. I'm so indecisive. Okay, I'm just dashing those because I'm going to go over with, of course, the lighter. I feel like these are a little bland too. Okay, lighter green. So if I want to pull blue into his shell, I'd almost need to pull blue into some of these flowers. So I don't want him to be the only blue thing here. This is sort of blue, but I don't think it's enough to kind of pull my piece together like I want. Okay, just touching up these little ones now. That's a leaf. Alright, so I think we got all the leaves in. We have flowers and egg in the banner. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn this a little. I'm going to do this blue. Oh, my nose is going. I'm not sure what happened. All of a sudden I got the sneezes. And I will probably go over these letters with a gel pen of some kind, sparkle. So just kind of getting a base layer on this thing so I can plot colors. Okay, so that's going to be blue. These are going to be blue. I don't want anything too bright next to my egg because he is the center of attention. These are going to be blue. But it gives us another color to work with here. I would do that red, but I feel like it would blend in too much with this pink. So, still undecided. I'm going to take a blue fine liner. This is also from Walmart. This is just a brand. It doesn't even have a brand. It just says Ultra Fine Permanent Marker. I think they have changed to Pen and Gear now because I bought these forever ago. But this, I'm pretty sure when I googled it, said Happy Easter. I didn't actually get as many Easter coloring things done this year as I did last year. Last year I rocked it, but I had a few. I did a lot of buddy colors this month and things, so there's still time though. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do the artist name, which is Kevin T.O. Art. So I don't want to lose that. So I want to make sure we give credit where credit is due. Okay, then I'm going to outline these flowers. And if I don't like it, I can add one more shade of blue in here. Which I might do. So I think I'm going to pull the lighter version of this marker. And I'm just going around the center a little bit. Screen. So nothing too fancy. Do the same with these flowers over here. Trying to keep on the lines would be fantastic. Okay. And then when I'm done, I will just touch up with this and you'll see the difference. See how nice that flower looks compared to just a plain one? So the little details do help. So I am at 30 minutes again. So I'm going to go ahead and end this part here. Questions, comments, leave them down below. And then part 3.